They poisoned him, they shot him, they stabbed him, they drowned him, and still, he wouldn't die. This isn't a horror movie, this was real. His name was Grigory Rasputin, and his death is one of the most disturbing, confusing, and straight up insane events in modern history. But here's the thing, the truth is even stranger than the myths. Welcome to the Shadow File. If dark history and real-life mysteries are your thing, tap that like button and subscribe. You're about to enter a story Russia tried to bury. Rasputin wasn't born a legend. He was born dirt poor in a frozen Siberian village called Pokrovskoye in 1869. No education, no wealth, no future. But Rasputin had something else, something people couldn't explain. Locals whispered about his visions, about how he saw things. Some said he could heal. Others said he could curse. He left his village, became a wandering holy man. Some called him a mystic. Some called him a madman. But somehow, this filthy, uneducated peasant found himself face to face with the most powerful family in Russia, the Romanovs. How? That's where the mystery begins. The Romanovs had a secret. Their only son, Alexei, had hemophilia. If he cut himself, he could bleed to death. Every doctor failed, but Rasputin didn't. He whispered prayers, rubbed the boy's forehead, and the bleeding stopped. More than once. The Empress, Alexandra, believed Rasputin was sent by God to save her son. But to everyone else, he was a drunken peasant, a dangerous fraud, a manipulator with too much power. He had enemies in the church, in the royal court, even in the streets. But the more they hated him, the more powerful he became. Behind closed doors, Rasputin was building something. A following. A cult. He spoke in riddles, claimed to hear God's voice, seduced noblewomen, even had politicians under his spell. Some said he hypnotized people. Others believed he knew things he shouldn't have known. He predicted deaths, exposed secrets, and whispered threats no one could prove. And somehow, they always came true. He wasn't just the royal advisor anymore. He was the shadow behind the throne. Russia was cracking. The people were starving, and they blamed Rasputin. So in December of 1916, his enemies decided it was time. They would kill the mad monk, once and for all. They invited him to a private palace, fed him cakes laced with cyanide. He ate them, smiled, waited. Nothing happened. They gave him poisoned wine. Still nothing. Hours passed. Panic set in. One of them pulled out a pistol and shot Rasputin in the chest. He collapsed, motionless, dead, or so they thought. They left the room. But moments later, they heard footsteps. Rasputin was alive, bleeding, staggering, his eyes wild. He lunged at his killers. They shot him again and again. Then, they beat him, bound him, and dragged him to the frozen Neva River. They threw his body into the icy black water. Later, an autopsy revealed he had water in his lungs, which means he was still breathing when they dumped him in. They couldn't kill him. Not with poison, not with bullets, not with ice. But Rasputin had left them one final message. In a letter to the Empress, he wrote, "If I'm killed by common men, you will rule for a century. But if I'm killed by nobles, your family will be gone within the year." He was killed by nobles, and 3 months later, the Romanovs were overthrown. By the end of 1918, the entire royal family was executed. Was it a prophecy, a coincidence, or something darker? Even after death, Rasputin seemed to pull the strings. They couldn't kill him, they couldn't explain him, and to this day, we still don't understand him. You've just opened the Shadow File. But this is just the beginning. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Because every week, we dig up stories they tried to bury. Real people, unreal truths, and history's darkest corners. This is the Shadow File.